Good morning, dear students. Today, in our first class, we will learn about heredity and evolution. This is the name of the chapter that we will do part wise. This is part 1. Okay, so I'm starting. First, we will do the introduction of the chapter. This is a common observation that all the individuals belonging to one species are alike. It means if suppose we are human beings, we are one species. So our individuals are like same. We all have two eyes, two ears, lips, teeth, two hands, like. So these are our basic structures and these are alike. Humans resembles one another and so the dogs, cats, tigers, mango, wheat or any other plant. So one species look alike to that species only. If we are having dogs, dogs look alike, same. Maybe they are having different beats, but their basic structure will be same. This is why, because every individual produces its progenies. Progenies, it means our children, our next generation, similar to them by the process of reproduction. So we are reproducing our next generation and our progenies, our offsprings are same. Now we will learn about variations. Variations, it means the differences which we are having in our personalities. We have discussed about reproduction, how we are reproducing. However, every individual reproduces and produces their progenies. Okay, every individual is doing reproduction and they are making their next generations. But these offspring or progenies show some difference or variations. In our last slide, we have learned that our next generation is look like same, but the basic structure is same. Okay, basic structure, it means we all have two legs, two hands, like this is the basic structure. But the skin, our face features, which are our own personality, our basic natures, these are having our variations which we are having in our personalities. Due to these variations, each organism has its own identity. Suppose one parent is having two children, they are from one parent only, but they are having differences. So they are having their own identity. Have you ever seen two individuals exactly look alike except identical twins? Twins are identical twins means those which are look alike similar, bilkul similar. But when we are not having identical twins, then we are having some variations. So that has given one definition to you that these differences between the young ones of the same parents or various individuals belonging to one species are called variations. You can pause the screen there and you can learn the definition of it. Now we will learn about one more variation, and this is we are finding in humans only. This is about attached earlobe and free earlobe. So both type of earlobes we are having. When we are having attached earlobe, it is just attached to the skin. We are not able to move. But if suppose we are having free earlobe, so it is having some skin which is out from the attachment and we are able to move it properly. So the lowest part of ear called the earlobe is closely attached to the side of the skin. The head in some of us and not in others, free and attached earlobes are two variants found in human population. That is in humans only, and we are having these two kind of variations. This is a kind of variation which we found around us. Now next one is small variations and large variations. Somehow we are finding variations, but these are very small. We are not able to identify only. And some variation we found these are very big and easily we may find out. These differences we found between the young ones of same parents of various individuals belonging to one species. If suppose we are getting one family, and in one family the parents are same but two different brother sister, so their variation can, they are having variations but the variation is a small variation. But if you are going to different families, they are having different parents, so clearly you are able to see their variations. You are able to see because these variations are vast, these are large variations. So the variation when we are getting these, we are getting with the sexual reproduction. We are having two type of reproduction: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. When we are reproducing by sexual reproduction, then we are getting many variation, but in asexual reproduction we are not getting that many variations. Now survival of the fittest. When we are having different variations and we are going to our surrounding, so whatever the variations are helping us to survive, if we are having that many variations and all the variations are supporting us to survive, then we can survive. It means we are fit in that particular environment because our variations are supporting. So that one question arises, that do all these variations in a species have equal chances of surviving in the environment? No, we are not having. Depending upon the nature of variations, different individuals have different kind of advantages. These variations which are best suited to the prevailing conditions in which we are surviving, then we will survive. So here one picture has been given to you to a fit lady. It means it is she's having variations and she's fit, and these variations supporting her, so it means she can survive. So this is known as survival of the fittest. Now evolution. Evolution means a big change. How that big change will come? Variations are the raw materials for evolution. Raw material we need for every situation. If suppose we are making food, we need raw materials. Without raw material, we cannot make food. So if we want the evolution should come, a big change should come, then we need variations. These are like raw materials. With slow progress and changes we lead to evolution. The change or evolution will not come in a single day. It is a very slow process. Okay, and slowly as the changes is going from one generation to another generation, one day comes that the species which we found, it is totally different from the species which we are having before. So as you have learned in your previous classes that we are having single unit structures like amoeba, paramecium, euglena, and now these are very simple structures, and now we are the human beings, we are surviving here, we are the most complex organism. So how we have made from the single organism only, and the slow progress has made in their body, and now the biggest most difficult organism we have made. So this is not like that those which are very single unit structures, those which are very simple, they are not surviving in earth now. They are surviving, but some of these structures are having variations, they get survive, they get progress, and the complex organisms also made. So life was very simple in the starting. With slow progress and variations, a long progress lead to complex organisms. This is process of formation of complex living organism from simple ones by modification, it means changes in them, is called evolution. Darwin, a famous scientist, defines evolution as descent with modifications. It means for betterment we are changing. means we are moving forward to find something better. Now the next one is genetics. The term genetics was used for first time by W. Batson in 1905. W. Batson is a scientist and he has used that term in 1905. Both the things you should learn, the name of the scientist and when he has given this term. Genetics is often described as a science which deals with mechanism of heredity and variations. Variation already we have done. Heredity, it means the generation to generation how our variations are going. Whatever we are giving to our next generation is known as our heredity. Gregor John Mendel, the time tenure of that scientist is 1822 to 1884, is very appropriately known as father of genetics. Okay, we are giving the name father of genetics to Gregor John Mendel. Why? Because he did lots of work for genetics. Now I am taking the next term, heredity. Every living organism in this universe maintains its continuity by producing progenies similar to them by the process of reproduction. That we have already learned, that we are making our new generation with the help of reproduction. Every individual produces by its own and produces its offspring alike. Our offspring, our children look like same to us, as sparrow makes sparrow, hen makes hen, human being make human being. Heredity can be defined as a process of by which characters are transmitted from parents to offspring or generation to generation. So how our characters, our variations are going from one generation to another generation, from us to our children, this is known as heredity. Now we will do the recapitulation what we did in this session. I'll discuss it with you. The first one is, who is known as the father of genetics? I have told you before that Gregor John Mendel is known as the father of genetics, that you should learn. Now, how Darwin defines evolution, that also I told you, descent with modification. It means we are changing for something better. Next, who was used the term genetics for the first time? The name of the scientist is W. Batson and he has introduced genetics in 1905. Now, what is survival of fittest? Survival of fittest means we all are having variations, and those who are having the good variations and the variation will support them to survive in the given atmosphere, then they will survive. So it means fit variations, the good variations will be surviving in the nature, so that you can understand the term and try to write in your own language. Now, what is heredity? Heredity means our characters, our variations, how these are going to our next generation with the help of reproduction. By the process of reproduction, we are sending our variations to our next generation, and this is known as heredity. So this is all for this session. You have to go through with the video and try to understand it and revise it. Then I'll send the next video to you. Thank you.